Oh, no, no, not at all. So Evelyn, did you want to kick us off or?
Sure, I'll get us started. But I wanted to begin by saying good morning to all of our DDN partners, and really we are so grateful to Simplify Connecticut for hosting this meeting. This is an important one for us to learn more about the Child Tax Credit Program and how all of our families can access these benefits. So maybe Patrick, you can just introduce yourself and the rest of your team and say a little bit about who you are, and then we'll just get going. So thanks again.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, Evelyn. So we are a SimplifyCT, which is in its second year, is an IRS certified volunteer income tax assistance program. And we deliver help for free to all of our low income people and at-risk elderly people across the entire state of Connecticut. So we handle anybody that wants to come in, and we handle them with empathy, with kindness, caring, and respect. And most importantly, we provide the same level of tax service that someone, if they went to a paid preparer, would get, if not better, because we provide also aftercare consultation. So if a customer comes back and says, I'm struggling, I don't know what to do, we re-engage those families and make sure that they have the resources they need to get the funding that they're entitled to receive. Just as a matter of to follow through, I'm just going to throw up a quick presentation if that's okay. And so my colleagues today on the phone with me are Lisa Evans, who works with us through the iMission Institute, Paula Sia, who is our Director of Administration and will be the point person that will work with your teams to help you onboard and get you the resources and the information that you need. And I believe who else is on with me? And Dulce Marsan, who is also one of our call center specialists. We are very blessed because we're one of the few VITA sites in the country that actually have a call center. We've developed our own call center so clients can call in if they're nervous, if they're having issues, and they can speak to a representative, a live body on the phone to help them through the process. And most of that most of it entails the application process, which is so critical. We want to make sure we get the right information for the family, the number of children in the household, so that when we file a simple return, we're capturing everybody in that household so we can maximize the child tax credit, the new child tax credit, which I'll go through. So can you all see my screen? Can you see that, Evelyn? Can you see my PowerPoint?
No.
Oh, okay. Hang on a second. Okay, let's try that again. Let's give it another go. How's that? Can you? Yeah, there we go. Janet's giving me thumbs up. So just a little bit, our mission, our overall mission as we work through the entire year, and we prepare returns all year long. So where most VITA sites close on May 17th and you don't hear from them again, we work with our cohorts all year to make sure that they have the information that they need. If they have to come back to us, we will help them with the IRS. So our mission is to really, our mission is to provide a virtual online solution as well as face-to-face interaction at pop-up sites. And our goal is to close Connecticut's great economic divide. And we provide a safe and secure digital solution to helping low-income people using their cell phone, using very simple technology that has been developed by an IRS national program that's done through Code for America, which we'll get into, called the Get Your Refund program. And our goal is to help Connecticut's low-income household to provide the best-in-class tax advocacy that they could possibly get, better than anybody that they would go out and pay to. And our goal, our long-term goal, is to make sure that we provide a trusted solution so that we can build this complete socioeconomic single point of entry for these people so that they can come in, get their taxes, answer their questions, maybe point them to other places where they can get other types of benefits like Section 8 housing, heating assistance, all of those types of programs where throughout the year, we can make connections with them, connections in terms of helping them if their families, if their children are going to college, how we can help them with their FAFSA application. So our long-term goal is to build an end-to-end strategy that always gives them a place, a simple place to go to get the information that they need. So we partner with an organization, a national organization called Code for America out of San Francisco, and they have developed an IRS nationally approved virtual site that is totally encrypted, totally safe and secure for clients to basically go in, answer some questions, upload their documents, and then the ticket comes to us, and then we do our thing. We prepare the return for the client, we get on the phone with the client, and we help make sure that the client has given us everything we need to file a complete and accurate return to maximize their refunds. This past year, this is our second year working virtually and face-to-face. We prepared close to this is the wrong presentation. I've got to give you the right one. This is last year's presentation. Hold on a second. Oh boy, hang on. Let me give you the right one. I apologize. It's been a long year. Let's just make sure I have the right one. Let's see, where am I? Oh boy. Well, I'll tell you, this is last year, but this year we prepared close to 6,000 returns. We doubled the volume that we did, and we delivered close to $21 million in refunds, almost $3,000 per household, just on regular taxes, which is just remarkable, back into the Connecticut economy, which is just a remarkable return on investment. And if you think about it from that perspective, as many of you know, when a dollar in someone's hands really pushes the economy almost twofold. It actually almost brings the economy back in to a double return on investment. So every dollar that a family gets in goes out to local merchants and local suppliers, and that just multiplies itself. So it's really has been an amazing journey for us in just those 2 short years. I actually have the right presentation, and I'm sorry, I'm going to bring it over to you now. Oh boy, there we go. So yes, so far we've prepared over 7,000 returns and delivered close to 20 million in refunds across the state. Can you see that? Great. So as we all know, and we're very conscious of it, and you folks at the Diaper Bank are the first line of defense. You are the people that are in the trenches every day. We all know that Connecticut is really truly a tale of two states. There is an enormous amount of population. If you look at the population, there is close to 1.6 million households in Connecticut. Of those amounts, of those 1.6 million households, approximately almost 600,000 are at or below the ALICE population. I'm sure many of you know the definition of the United Way ALICE population, which is asset limited, income constrained, but employed people. So when you take all of those people, almost 42% of our population in Connecticut is really within the sight lines of losing everything. If they lost their job tomorrow, if something were to happen to them, they would not have a lifeline, enough economic lifeline to help their family. And that's the focus. These are the people that are important to us. These are the critical people that are important. And not only that, we look to help undocumented immigrants as well. We project there's somewhere in the north of 65,000 households, but we suspect it may be closer now to about 90,000. So that's really critical, because all of these people here now with the new child tax credit, that I'm going to speak to you about, all of these people, in order to get that child tax credit, need to file a simple tax return. And so if they haven't done so, we are here to help them. We're here to answer the questions if they've already done so, to make sure that they've done it properly, because that's really critical. We want to make sure that when they did file, they file properly. But if they didn't, and we can help them by fixing their returns, by amending their returns. But most importantly, there's a group left in Connecticut, and we'll talk about it, that have probably never ever filed a tax return as far as their family household in their life. And certainly, those are the people that we need to get to immediately. So you can see, I mean, it's really critical. 42% of the total households. That's just a big number, and we need to make sure that every one of those households has the resource they need to make sure that they file. I'm sorry, hold on a second. So one of the biggest anchor that we had so far in the fight against poverty was the earned income tax credit. The earned income tax credit is the lifeline for anti-poverty. What it means is it rewards people who try their best to get back into the workforce and gives them additional refunds over and above what they would normally get. It's the great equalizer to that $15 an hour that we all hope for and pray for, but still haven't been able to get over the line. But if you look at, this has really been the major economic anchor. And if you look at this, in the state of Connecticut, we file about 213,000 households file for the earned income credit. It's almost $500 million in refunds, and their average refund is closely approximating $3,000. And look at the income levels that we're talking about. To achieve that $3 grand, those people at a maximum level are earning about $25,000, and we all know that there's no way that these families can sustain themselves in the state of Connecticut, being maybe like the third or fourth most expensive state to live in terms of rent, in terms of personal, just having the ability to have basic personal needs. So what's interesting about all of this, though, is that there's probably about 20% of the population in Connecticut, which is pretty close to what nationwide is. There's 21% of people who have never filed and are eligible for this. There's close to $77 million left on the table every year because about 40 to 50,000 households don't file a tax return, which is just when you think about it, it's an education process. We need to educate them to understand that they should file. Many of them are very scared to file for whatever that reason might be. They think that they're not entitled to something. And so our goal is to bring awareness. Awareness is critical, and to be a real resource and champion for these people. And so these are the people, at least this first 40 to 50,000 that we're talking about, who have never filed, who most of them have children and have households. So figure at least at a minimum, there are 50,000 households right now that have never filed in Connecticut that should now be filing for the child tax credit, which we'll talk about, which is really now the second biggest anti-poverty tool. So the child tax credit now is the focal point. It adds to the earned income tax credit. And so what happens with the child tax credit? Every child in a household, if they're under the age of 6, are now entitled to $3,600 a year for 2021. If they're from 6 to 17 years old, by the time December 31st, 2021 rolls around, they're entitled to $3,000. What's changed here is that these credits are totally refundable, which means that none of these families need to have any income to get this money. And that 50% of these funds are going to be advanced starting July 15th to December 31st. And then the balance of that money will be recovered in early January and February of next year when these families file another simple tax return. So in order to get these monies, they have to file a tax return. Otherwise, the IRS is never going to release the money to them. All households are eligible, whether they're required to file a tax return or not. There are now, the IRS estimates there are 39 million households already in the system, and the White House anticipates, based upon their research, that close to 5 million children plus could be uplifted out of poverty as a consequence of this new child tax. And as if you may have read,
Patrick, excuse me, I'm sorry for interrupting. There's a couple partners that have texted saying that they're trying to get in, but they're requesting access to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was giving it. I apologize. Hang on a sec. Let's just stop. Let me just stop this a second. Thank you so much. Right now I don't see anybody, so I think I let them all in.
Can you hear me? I'm actually new. I just got let in. Thank you.
Oh, great, Gay. I'm glad you got in. I know I pressed the button. I know there's a little bit of lag. Thank you so much for coming.
There's another East Shore Health.
That's me. That's me.
Oh, okay, great, fantastic.
Everybody's back? Okay, good. Okay, if I need to interrupt again, please let me know, Evelyn. Thank you. So, this is from our perspective, from the families that you deal with at the Diaper Bank, this is a call to action for us, because we know that out of the 39 million households that have already filed, the IRS and Treasury estimates there's probably not across this country, probably somewhere north of another 4 to 5 million households across the country that have never filed tax returns before and are eligible for this credit. So if you had 2 children under the age of 6, you would be entitled to $7,200. And many of these people, also, as we go through it, many of these people that have never filed before are still struggling to get their stimulus checks because they never filed a non-filer return. So we have households coming in with 2 children under the age of 6, and they're missing their stimulus checks. Between the stimulus checks, the first, second, and third, and the 2 child tax credits at the highest level. I had one lady come in to me the other day, and she was entitled to $22,000 between the stimulus, which was $15,000, and $7,000 for the child tax credit. So you can understand that these numbers are just remarkable. And most of those people that haven't filed, I guarantee, have not received all 3 stimulus checks. So we help them recover the stimulus, and we also enroll them for the child tax credit, and we get them in one shot. And it's really a great solution to be able to help them real quickly. Let's just see. Can you still see my screen? Am I okay?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So so just putting on aside, so this is the call to action that we have, and we're going to go through. Paula and Lisa have put together an amazing toolkit for you all to reach out to your cohorts, to reach out to your families, and we'll go through that in a second, and how you can help us get the word out through online. You can host online. You can have pop-ups if your sites would like to have pop-ups. We can actually have people come and help you enroll people that need help. You can't see the PowerPoint. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Okay, hang on a second. How's that now? Is that okay? Good. Can you see the PowerPoint? Okay, so I'm gonna get out of this, and I'm gonna take you to what we've been. This is our agenda for today. So you know a little bit about us. You know now that our goal is the goal here is social equity justice. The income tax process is for so many people, just normal people, that we need to make it easy for those people who have never been in the system. We need to make them feel comfortable. We need to make them feel at ease, and we need to provide them a safe environment so that they can come to us with any questions that they have. So from my perspective, this is a social and economic justice call to action. The impact of CTC on a family is just remarkably incredible. So what we have done for you is we have, and the ladies, our team of people will go through it in more detail. But how can you help? Well, we've created a toolkit for you, and so you can actually go online. If I can get the toolkit up. A lot of things are not coming up this morning. Let's see.
Everybody's having a technologically crazy day, Pat. It's not you.
Yeah, it's been a crazy day. I don't know why it's not actually engaged. Hang on a second. I've got the screen. Maybe what am I missing, Lisa? What did I do?
I don't think you're missing anything. I think you've got it right there. It's just the link isn't coming up. Just if
Maybe if I did it this way, hang on. Maybe if I actually download it. Hold on a second. I had it downloaded this morning. No,
yeah, if you click it as a PDF, it looks like it's a live PDF. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it sure does. Let me just see if I can hang on. Oh,
Hold on, let me.
okay, maybe this will work for me. Hold on a second. Let's see. Lisa, if I let you share the screen, you want to try it?
Let me see. Hang on. Yeah, I'm grabbing it here. Hold on.
Let me see.
Here we go. Okay, you know what? Here, how about if I'll grab this link, Pat, and I'll send you the link.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. You're going to send it to the chat?
Yep.
Okay, great. Thank you all for your patience. Okay.
Okay. There you go.
All right. Okay. Let's see if I can bring this one across.
You may have to change your view, Pat, because we're looking at the PDF, so you might have to change your share so that it sees the screen.
Let me do that. Let me do that. Okay. Let me just stop the share for a second. Let me go back in to, yeah, boy. Okay, there we go. All right, so now I think we have it. Let's just see, let me admit somebody else that just came in. And let me go back into, okay, you can see that now? All right, let's just, there we go. Here's the toolkit, right? So this is the digital toolkit. That doesn't seem to be activated.
No, that's not. Hang on. Yeah, hang on, Pat.
I have it on my screen, Pat, if you want.
Yeah, I have it too.
Oh,
So,
I got it. I found it. I got it. Okay, we got it. That's good. So this is this is our landing page, which we'll create. We're going to give you a digital toolkit that'll take you to this landing page. And basically, it's very straightforward. What'll happen is the client will click on and will actually go to our landing page and tell them how it works, and also give them the opportunity here. We say that any family is eligible as long as the child has a social security number. And so also that's a big issue. If the parents are non-immigrants and they have a 900 ITIN number, so long as the children have social security numbers, we can file to get the child tax credit. Non-documented households are eligible for the child tax credit so long as the children have valid social security numbers, and they must be under the age of 18 by December 31st, 2021, and the child must live in their household most of the time, which the definition by the IRS is at least more than 6 months of the year. We have a simple enrollment form where they'll just put their name, their last name, their dates of birth, their email, and their phone number. And what will happen is automatically this will be sent to our call center, our database, and our call center people will then call them, interview them, take all the information over the phone electronically. And what that'll do is we'll move it to a tax preparer who works remotely. I've got 70 tax preparers across Connecticut who are all IRS trained, who can prepare these returns in about 10 to 15 minutes and then turn a return back to the client for their electronic signature. For those who have difficulty with technology, our call center will work with them. They'll help them to get the signature through their phone, which is just a very simple pressing of a button, just like a DocuSign. And so we have tried to make this as easy as we can from a remote standpoint so that we can really help as many in the population as we can. There are flyers that Paula and how come these flyers are not bringing me to flyers? Okay, I did hit the flyer. Let's just see. There are flyers to print, and
Make my screen, Pat, if I can.
why don't
show
I let you take your screen? Yep. Why don't you take your screen? Hold on a second. Hang on. I'm going to give you our screen. I'm going to. Okay. Hang on. Why don't you, can you take the share now?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, take the share. There you go. Paula will bring you through. Okay, so there are flyers that we can give you to put onto your landing page, and the flyers are both in English and Spanish, and they are very simple to understand. Basically, it says, have you children under 18? You're entitled to either $300 a month or $250 a month. How it works, that the IRS will start paying families beginning July 15th. And the way it's going to work, actually, is once they're in the system, every month, on the 15th of each month from July to December, will then be able to receive these monthly amounts, 50% of the total amount. And then in January, late January, we'll be able to file a final return for them to get the balance of the money for them. So they'll receive half the credit this year and the second half next year when we help them file a return. And the eligibility requirements, those are the key. Any family, no matter if you had no income, if you're on SNAP, TANF, social benefits, you are entitled to this money, and we file a simple $1 eligibility return for them, and we get them in the system. And we also, if they don't have a bank account, we can also set them up with a bank account within 10 minutes, an IRS Vita account within 10 minutes. And so this is critical because we want those checks to go safely into their hands. And many times what happens is we have families who are transient. Many families, I have families that are homeless, living in shelters. And it's critical that we get money into a bank account with a debit card sent to them so that they can use that debit card to sustain every month for that money to be deposited there so they can help with their family household needs. So we guide them, we consult them. So if they have a question, yes, we do have a Spanish. Every one of our call center people are multilingual. They both speak Spanish and English. I'm sorry, we'll get to all of these questions. Thank you. These are all great questions. And so we have the flyer in Spanish as well and in English. And if you would like to host a pop-up site, we can actually, Paula can show you, we can actually give you a landing page to put on your respective websites if you'd like. And we can actually create an Eventbrite for you where we can get the information of who would like help. And we can actually send a team of our people over to you to help enroll those families face to face if they are uncomfortable with technology, because that's the key here, is to make them comfortable. Most of them have cell phones, so that's the good thing. A lot of them have subsidized cell phones, so the key here is we even think that if we worked with you directly, in other words, if they came into your office and you said to me and you needed help enrolling them, we can help you help them get enrolled. And we can even teach you on how to enroll them if you'd like, but we have enough staff that we can do it for you. So you may want to host a situation where you say, we're going to have a pop-up and you can come to see our staff, which makes them feel real comfortable. And you can enroll them through the link that I just showed you remotely. And then Paula and her team will call and take all the information over the phone and get them done. So there's a lot of different ways that we can partner together on a grassroots basis collaboratively. And that's the goal. So there's no one size fits all here. It's what works for you and your organization. And we can deliver a flexible, adaptable program to help you. So with that being said, Did I miss anything, Lisa, Paula? Anything I missed?
No, I think that's it. If
Yeah, no, I think that's it. And just to add another element, so SimplifyCT also uses a Google ad grant. So we have active campaigns going out there right now to do outreach for individuals. So if an individual is out and Google's, I don't know, child tax credit is a tough one because not everybody knows what it is. But if somebody is Googling, how do I get help or something like that? So we have active campaigns that are out there, not just for the child tax credit, but for just taxes in general, because there are some families who have yet to file their taxes or they have a tax question. So we have ongoing campaigns. So hopefully those people will find us and will come into us. So if anyone comes to you and says, has a question about, well, I don't know what, like Pat was saying, I don't know if I need to, if I don't need to, just have them come to us and ask, because we'll absolutely help.
Yep.
Whether it needs to be a full-blown tax return or something simpler.
Perfect. Yes. In fact, some of them may come in and they may have some income and they may be eligible not only for the child tax credit, but for the earned income credit. And they may not even realize it. So we would file a full return for them as well. So that would really help. That would give them even a larger refund. And like I said, there's close to 20% of the people in the state of Connecticut that have never filed, and they're entitled to file for child tax credit. We believe, as we indicated, nationwide, they believe there's somewhere around 5 million people that have never filed. We believe in the state of Connecticut, between those people that have never filed for EITC, those people who are non-documented, and those people who are truly on only SNAP, TANF, and social benefit programs, there's probably somewhere north of 100 to 150,000 households in Connecticut based upon the population. So we need to get to them. And the only way is to do it through you folks, because you have the touch point. You folks really have you have your fingers on the pulse. We have the ability to do things quickly, but if we don't have the client, we're just not going to be able to get them there. And so our goal is to work with you.
Absolutely. That's what Pat is saying. Trust is critical. Absolutely critical. Because think about it. How would you feel if somebody called you out of the blue and said, oh, all I need is your date of birth, your social security, or your, all of these really personal things. That's scary. And we should all be skeptical. We should all have that level of being critical of something like that. But these people, they know you and they trust you. And so if you say, hey, we're working with this group and they can help, that's huge. Because if we can get over that initial trust barrier, if you already have that established relationship, that's enormous.
Yeah, it really is. So from my perspective, that's what I call the bottom-up grassroots approach. The top-down approach we've been working on as well, which is working with Governor Lamont has endorsed us as being the only partner in the state. Other partners have to come through our system to help. So we've been endorsed by Governor Lamont, and we've been doing blasts at DSS, at Department of Labor, for those who are on unemployment, as well as the Department of Revenue. So that helps a little bit, but there's nothing better than the bottom-up approach. I don't care what anybody says. Having the client and the trust of the client with your organization is key. Really.
And if I might add just one thing, as that, as the Diaper Bank, we work directly with the partners who are connected with families. We're not going to bring something to you, our diaper distribution network, who is doing so much work to help families in need, that we do not trust. There's a trusted relationship with iMission Institute and the folks at SimplifyCT. So we would never bring something to you that we did not feel comfortable with. So I just wanted to put that out there as well.
And I appreciate that, Janet, because that is so critical. Our partnership is critical. We are working closely with United Way as well. So it'll be posted eventually on United Way 211. But even then, United Way 211 is overwhelmed. And so that's why our call center, if they go right to our call center, Paula and her team can pick up people straight away. And we're actually building out the call center with more resource, more people, so that we can make sure that we're ready, because we know that what's going to happen. July 15th is going to come and go, and people are going to say, where's my money? And you know, they're going to start really panicking. And we need to be there to at least say, did you file a 2020 return? Yeah. Did you put your children on it? No. Okay, so now I can take you to the IRS portal and I'll show you how to update and put your children on. You don't have to file another tax return. We can get you in the system and update you. So we have all the tools at our disposal so that they don't need to struggle. If they go into the IRS portal, it is supposed to be simple for them, but it is a complicated myriad, complicated scheme of different places to go and read. And our even our team has difficulty. It's, so imagine somebody that has struggling with literacy skills. I mean, literacy is really, so we try to make things as simple and easy for them to understand as we can. And so we had some good questions here, and I think we may have answered, but I want to go through them, and then I can open up, Janet, if you'd like, I can open up to anybody that wants to get on. Crystal had asked, are returns extended? If so, until what date? There is never, yes, returns, you can file a tax return at any time during the year. So tax returns can be filed at any point. There is no date that something has to be filed for people not to get their benefits. So people that are entitled to the child tax credit could file as late as October. And the White House is saying, and I have not seen the IRS rules yet, but the White House is saying if you file in October and you get your child tax credit in, you're supposed to retroactively get the money that you should have gotten for July, August, September, and all the retro money that you should have got, 50% of the retro. I am skeptical, although if you go to the White House website, they swear that they undertake that if somebody is late in filing, that they won't just get prospectively, they will get everything that they're entitled to retroactively back to July 15th. So we're going to be around until November. We're not going away. So our goal between now and November is to get all these people, no matter when they want to file. So you don't have to worry. The next question that Crystal had, which was a great one, families who have not had income in several years can file. And that is correct. It doesn't matter if all they have are social benefits, TANF, SNAP, Section 8 housing, whatever other benefits they're getting from state or federal agencies, they are entitled, no matter if they have no income whatsoever, they're entitled to file a simple $1 tax return to get these child tax credits, and also to try to claim and recover if they did not receive any of their economic impact payments. So we ask them when they come on, did you receive your first stimulus? Did you receive your second? Many of them may have received them because they were on disability SSI, but they may not have received it for their children because their children were never claimed on a tax return. So, we say, wow, yeah, you need to claim this child on your tax return, and they will release the stimulus checks for you. So you're looking at $1,200 for the first, $500 for the second, that's $1,700, and then the third one is $1,400. So we're looking at $3,100 per child. So if they'd never claimed their children and those children were not on SSI, that's $3,100 in addition to the $3,600 they're entitled to for CTC. The amounts are enormous of unrecovered benefits. It's astounding. As I indicated, the other issue is that we need to try the best we can to make people that are non-documented feel comfortable to come out of the surface. They're so underground, but many of them have never filed, and they have children that are eligible because they have Social Security, and they're concerned about a couple of things. They're concerned about immigration status, naturally, and that's understandable given the political past environment. But the law is very clear. The law says that the IRS cannot share any PII, any personal identifiable information with any other government agency, especially with Homeland Security. They are not supposed to, they are by law, they're not supposed to share any of this information. The IRS is only concerned about one thing: collecting taxes and making sure people get the tax benefits that they're entitled to. Okay, so that's critical. with that population. It's so very difficult, and I'm sure you folks go through it on a daily basis in the trenches to get them to feel that nobody's coming after them. And it's a scary, scary prospect for them. But we can help them. If they don't have ITINs, if they don't have 900 numbers, we can file an application for an ITIN on W-7, and we can actually send them to the local IRS offices here in Connecticut. And sometimes we'll go down with them because my team will go down with them because we're afraid. We don't want them to be abused under any circumstances. And we go down as advocates for them. And so if they need help from that perspective, we can help them get the ITINs that they need. So we have a Spanish speaking staff, exactly. All our call center people are multilingual, and they will assist in the intake process. And then our preparers, some of them are Spanish speaking, but if they're not, what happens is we use our call center to help get them to sign the tax return and feel comfortable about the tax return. So I'm going to open it up to the mic. If anybody wants to ask anything of me, I'd be very happy to answer any questions that you have.
Patrick, you showed us that flyer that was sort of like the toolbox. Is that something we can send to the family directly? Is that a toolbox? Is that a link they can use?
Yeah, that's the flyers that we have a QR code on them, right,
Yeah.
Lisa? And they also, you can actually click on the link and it'll take them right to that Simplify registration site that I showed you before, which is that page.
Yeah, you can email just the flyer. You can email the whole toolkit. The toolkit is essentially built for you so that you can use any of the elements inside of it. So there's the flyer in English, the flyer in Spanish. We've also pre-scripted an email if you want to pick up the text from that email to send out to your constituents. You can obviously, customize it as you will. And there are also social media posts in there, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So we've scripted some of those and we've provided images for those as well. So if you have social channels, you can put that out there as well. So the tools in the toolkit are primarily for you, but you can take any one of those and share them with your constituents. Like Pat is saying, if you wanted to either print it out or you can stuff it into, if people are coming to pick up, you can actually give them a hard copy of it so they can scan the QR code, or if you want to email them, any of that is possible, whatever you'd like to do.
So
The toolkit is specifically for you to use however you'd like.
So all the pieces will sort of like flow for them in terms of like setting up the IRS bank account and all that. Once they fill out that form, someone will call them. And
that's exactly right. Once they click on the link from the flyer, and they just put their name and their basic their cell phone and their email, and they'll also just put the first and last name of their children, so we have a sense of what the household looks like. Immediately, Paula will get notification through our portal, and so as soon as Paula's team gets it, they can then call up the client, and what they do, what the call center does is they open up a ticket and they start asking the interview questions. Perfect. And so they take all the information on the phone. We try to ask them to the only thing that they need to do is they need to upload their social security cards for themselves and their family members, as well as a driver's license. If they have difficulty uploading, what we do is we get on with them on Zoom. We'll send them a Zoom link and they can show it to us on video, so that we just need to cite the document, if you will, because the IRS requires us to at least, make sure that the people who are coming on board are who they say they are for fraud purposes. So we try to find solutions for them. If they have difficulty in uploading the documents, we will then do a video with them. Paula's team will do a video. There are many, and I will tell you this, that are missing their social security cards. If they have a substitute document, something on a letterhead from SNAP or TANF, where there's an unmasked social security number, we will accept that as proof. If they don't, and they are really, really struggling, Paula and her team can help them get onto Social Security Administration for a replacement card, which takes only about 7 days. And once they get a replacement card, we'll keep them in the system safely on hold. And once they get their documents, we'll have them either upload or show them to us, and then we'll be able to prepare the return.
Great. This is great. Thank you.
Yeah, we've been doing, we have filed 9,000 returns virtually, meaning we've never seen the client before. Last year, we were in charge of the national non-filer program. And over the course of 9 weeks last year, we talked to close to 10,000 people, just a group of us here in Connecticut. And we were able to file 3,000 returns. Now, of those 3,000 returns, about 500 of them rejected because people were so nervous that they had already filed returns and they wouldn't tell us. And I'd say to them, well, what's going on? Well, I thought maybe if I did it through you, I would have a better shot of getting it through. And the way it works with the IRS is once you've got an e-file return, you can only e-file once. So, as you know, but you want to know something? I am, just because we couldn't get it through meant still that we helped them. We gave them, we comforted them. We said to them, listen, just because they don't need a return doesn't mean we haven't done what we're supposed to do. We've answered the question to give them a level of comfort that they're going to get their money. They know that they could always come back to us if there's a problem later on and say, I didn't get my money, what's going on? So then, we can give them a number to call, or we can look up online on the portal. So just because we don't file a return doesn't mean that we're not helping our constituents. So that's really the goal. The goal is to make people feel comfortable. Other questions? Yes, please.
Oh, I was just going to ask if there were any more questions.
Well, we're here for you. And Paula, if you can Slack in, why don't you Slack in the call center number for everybody? And Paula and her team, if you have a question, if you have anything that you're working with a client on, is a case that you're working on that you don't know, Paula will make sure that you are being taken care of. They're just an amazing team. They've been working together now, this whole tax season, and they know exactly what to ask of the taxpayer. So she'll check that into you all. And if you need anything from me, please feel free to just, email me. My email is, I'll put it in the screen. But we really appreciate you guys listening to us, and we hope that we can be a service to your clients. That's my email, so you can be, anytime,
Great.
anything that you need. Okay. All righty.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Patrick, I might say potentially maybe we could do another one, because we have around between 60 and 70 partners. And I know this is a tricky time for vacation, but if we did another one, we can potentially offer it to those who weren't able to make it today, if that is something you'd be willing to do.
Love to do it. Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We'll pick a date in August.
everybody.
We'll get
All the
back
best.
to you. Thank
Very
you.
cool. Thanks, Janet.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.